welcome back to the channel. I'm just gonna do a few things real quick. Now let's do this. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're gonna be doing some double chocolate chip cookies. So yeah, I'm just gonna do a few things because it's been a while since I've streamed, so still trying to get back into the swing of things. So let me just do a couple of things. Yeah, I'll just do it later. Hey Tommaso, what's up? So today, as you can probably tell already, we're going to be doing things a little different. So today is two things. We're going to be doing double chocolate chip cookies and also brownies, but we're doing it completely different than what we usually do it as. Usually we measure it in cups, but today we're doing grams. So it's a little different, something I can say I'm not used to, but hey. So as of right now and everything, because I've got everything pre-measured, and I will be telling you guys what things are what and how many grams it is, and if you want to make it, you can convert it into cups if that's what you're used to. It's just, if you want to make life easier, one moment, and you really don't want to worry about having to convert it, you can get yourself a digital scale. So this can do grams, ounces, pounds, all that. So the only thing it doesn't do is cups. So, and sorry for the glare right here when I'm standing right here, because the sun, with their window being there, it's just shining on the wall. So we're gonna kind of do like a double boiler system type thing. So what I've got in here is just some chocolate chips with butter, and then I'm gonna be having it over this. So it's just pretty much a double boiler type thing. So this way it makes things easier and everything. So one moment while I try to figure this part out. Okay. Just allow. Let me make sure this is still good. Okay. Just trying to make sure certain things are good while I'm streaming. Is it still good on y'all's end? Because I kind of just want to make sure everything's pretty good. Because if it's good still on y'all's end, that's good. So I'm hoping everything is still really, really good over there on your guys' end. Please let me know if it's not so I can fix it and everything. So, okay. Thank you, Tommaso. I really appreciate it. So we're going to kind of get started with our double boiler system here. So this way we can just kind of let the heat get up there and all that. So in here, I have got, 120 grams of semi-sweet chocolate chips, and 174 grams of unsalted butter. So let me make sure I clear everything off of the stove, and I'm going to turn it to like a medium heat and everything. And while that's kind of getting to get started to be melted, always make sure you have your whisk on standby. And I'm just going to kind of start sifting together our flour, cocoa powder, baking soda, and baking powder, which I put the baking soda and baking powder in here. So for the all-purpose flour, you need 200 grams. For the cocoa powder, which is right in here, you need 50 grams. For the baking soda, you need 2 grams, which it's a little tricky to measure that out. It's not that much, honestly. And then for the baking powder, you need 10 grams. So I'm going to sift all this into a different bowl. So let me get that bowl real quick. I'm going to sift it all into this bowl here. I'm going to set this off to the side real quick so I can get my sifter as well. Okay, there's my sifter. Okay. There we go. Okay, now the baking powder, or not baking, well, yeah, baking powder, but cocoa powder, baking soda, baking powder. Now, thank you, Tommaso. So you're wanting to have this all sift together, and you want to lightly tap it on the side. It may get on your hands and all that, but that's normal. Now, from what you guys didn't see beforehand, and what you should always do, is sanitize your work surface and wash your hands before you start any of this. And it kind of looks like you're making a mountain, kind of, as you're sifting this. So and you're going to get the big lumps and everything. Now, I'm just going to kind of put that right there and grab my spatula here to kind of push it in and everything, rather than doing it with your hands. This makes it more sanitary. Okay. All right, and then that's your clean whisk. So, not whisk, sifter, there. So, then we're going to set this off to the side. So, I'm going to set this off to the side here, and I'm going to see where we're at with this. Okay, slowly starting to melt. So I'm going to let that sit right there because we do not want to let this exceed over 120 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm actually going to turn it up a little bit to kind of get it to melt a little bit faster and everything. So I'm just going to let that sit right there and everything because I'm just trying to get that to melt and everything. So now what I'm going to need, and this is actually something I will say because 250 grams is actually equal to 1 cup from what I've measured. So I'm actually going to grab my half a cup and do 2 half cups into my 1 egg because 1 egg is about 84 grams and everything because I'm going to do my eggs, sugar, and then once all that's combined, then I'm going to add in my vanilla and my salt. So I'm going to take out my sugar right here. Meanwhile, that's melting. So I'm going to ask you guys a question as I'm doing this. How are you guys doing? How you guys been doing? And what have you guys been up to? Because I know it's been a while since I've streamed, and I am very sorry about that. And sorry for the loud noise. Okay, that gets set up there. Well, that's pretty cool. I always found grams to be pretty challenging to kind of learn how to do and everything. So it gets tricky for me at least. So pretty much what I'm just doing right now is just mixing sugar and eggs. Well, sugar and 1 egg, that's it. And I'm actually going to be taking a picture of this because another reason why I'm able to actually stream for you guys doing this recipe and why it's in grams is because I'm also doing this for school. So this just makes things a little bit easier and everything. because not only do I get the chance to have fun with you guys, I also get my schoolwork done too. So, because as most of you know, I'm in college and everything. I've been in college for a couple weeks now. I've been in college for about a month now because I'm going into my week 4 and everything. So it just makes things a little more tricky sometimes, but not entirely. And that's cool that she's been making jam. Making jam is actually very easy. That was like one of the assignments I had to do was make jam no matter what type. I actually made strawberry jam and I made pancakes and homemade whipped cream. But technically there's a different word for it, but yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much. I'm just trying to make sure I get all the pictures I need and everything like that. Okay, now I've got to kind of start mixing. Okay, now I better turn that down to low right now. Because it'll kind of melt this. So the chocolate chips are fully pretty much melted here and everything. I'm trying to get the butter to melt now. Because this way it makes things a little bit easier. Now I will say, because this is metal, be careful. Sorry if I'm getting very, very quiet, you guys. I'm just trying to make sure this actually gets boiled. And actually, because of this being so hot, I'm actually going to get an oven mitt out. Because rule number 1 is safety first. So and if you guys can hear any noise in the background, I am sorry. It's a nice day out, so. Okay, now because I don't want to have it exceed over 120 degrees, I'm going to fully turn this off, even though the butter is not fully melted. If it's the majority of the way melted, that's okay. It doesn't have to be fully melted. You want to have one of these on standby, so this way you can kind of do this and this, and then lay it down to place. So to place your bowl on top of it so it doesn't burn your countertop. And then I'm just going to move this off the heat. So I'm still going to stir this to kind of get the rest of that butter to be melted, which we want that butter to get fully melted. Because the sugar and the egg is already fully melted. Fully mixed together. Sorry, guys. Because your sugar and your egg should come out something like that. It'll look like a sugary egg at that point, which is okay. Now, mind you, I have not added in the vanilla extract or the salt. So I'm just making sure that all the sugar is mixed together in here, and also making sure that the butter gets fully melted. Now the butter is almost fully melted. There's still a few butter pieces in here, which as it cools down, it'll get more and more melted. So now I will say this. This is the first time I've actually ever done a double boiler system at all. Like, I have never done this before. So this was the first time. And I can say I enjoyed it. So the butter is pretty much melted in there, which that's what we want. So let me make sure this isn't going to separate right here. Don't mind me, guys. I'm just making sure I've got every step covered. So now I'm going to add so I set these two off to the side, the sifted cocoa powder, flour, baking soda, and baking powder, and the melted butter off to the side. So I'm letting this cool down to about 85 degrees Fahrenheit and everything. So this way everything can get mixed together and all. So now I'm going to add in my vanilla and my salt. So let me quickly grab those. So I put my vanilla in a teaspoon because as much as I need, it fits in there and everything. So for my vanilla extract, I needed 5 grams. So I'm going to add that in. And then for my salt, I need so I just did that. Now I'm just gonna mix this together. Smells like vanilla goodness, I'll say that much. You want to make sure it's well mixed and well combined. Okay. You'll know it's well combined when it kind of starts to do that. It'll still look very eggy and sugary. It's just, you'll notice when it's combined. I'll just say that much. Now, what I'm going to do is take another picture of this and I'm going to stir this again and let's see, because I'm going to take a picture of this in a little bit here. So I'm going to kind of let that sit for a little bit while it's cooling itself down. So I'm just making sure that this is fully mixed. Okay. Now, I'm going to say this. Do you guys have any questions for me about anything that I've been doing this entire time? And if you hear anything, that's just me reaching for this. Okay. I'm going to put this away. Okay, this can go into, this stuff can go actually right here. Okay. Now, I'm going to say this. I kind of screwed up here where I put the egg mixture in a very small bowl. So I would say put it into a bigger bowl because now you're going to add everything together in a big bowl. So it's okay. And I'm being careful not to touch my face because that's one thing you don't want to do. So I'm going to add in the chocolate and butter mixture into the egg mixture here. So making sure it's still well combined and it's not separating or anything like that. Okay, yeah, that's cooled down. Because I can put my hand on it now. Okay. Whoa. Yeah. But that's normal for, because this is a recipe I've never made before. So, and especially converting it from pretty much trying to do it in grams and everything. Not used to doing it in grams. So now I'm just gonna mix everything. You want to be careful. I'll say this, it looks like chocolatey goodness right now. I'll say that for a fact. So you want to make sure you're combining your egg and your chocolate and butter and everything else that you've already added. You want to make sure you're making sure it's well combined. Meanwhile, I'm trying to make sure I don't get messy. Even though making a mess in the kitchen is part of the fun, but I just don't want to get messy today. So I'm kind of scraping the bottom to have the egg mixture, if there's any on the bottom, to kind of come up to the surface so I can make sure it's all mixed in. So what are your guys' plans for this weekend? Because I know I'm going to see the new Smile movie this weekend. Okay. Now that this is fully mixed, now I'm going to add my wet mixture into my dry mixture. Okay, I'm going to set that right there. And you don't want to forget down the sides. And so now it should start coming together a little bit. Now you want to make sure everything's fully mixed, and what I'm actually going to bring up is the chocolate chips that I had set off to the side. Like I said, these are double chocolate chip cookies. Okay, it's starting to look, for some weird reason, this looks like brownie batter. So that's weird. But with it being double chocolate chip, I can see why it would look like brownie batter. So I'm going to take a quick picture of this again. Kind of looks like brownie batter, which is okay. Now I'm going to add in the chocolate chips. Now for the chocolate chips, it's 134 grams. So now I'm just going to fold it all in. There we go. Now, let's see. Let me make sure. Okay, this I can put away because it's technically still clean. I only heated it up. And then I'm actually going to get the baking sheet. Now, you're really gonna want to do this and everything so you know your cookies will not stick. Is line it with a piece of parchment paper. So what I do is I measure it a little bit, and then I have scissors and I just cut it rather than trying to do anything else, but I go along the lid of the parchment paper container. And there we go. And making sure this is all good. Okay. Now, if you want to get nice, even portions, you're going to get an ice cream scooper. Now, this one has the spring one for me, so this way it just is easy. So what I'm going to do is do this, take it over here, and plop it down. This way you get semi-even cookies, almost entirely even. Now with this oven, it's tricky. Now with this pan, this is one that only makes 6 at a time and everything. Now I'm going to say this because with this oven, it's very, very tricky. Because I've made quite a few things and everything. And this oven hasn't really been kind to me. So I'm hoping that this oven will be kind to me today. There. Now, I'm going to take a picture of this. This way I know, this way it's, because you want to leave about 1 inch to 2 inches in between your cookies, so this way they have room to be able to spread out. So now I'm just going to move this over here and everything, and I am going to preheat my oven to 350. Now I'm going to do a little bit of a less. I'm going to go 325 because I'm going to see if the temperature really matters, because with this oven, it's been baking everything super fast. Even with it at 350, it acts like it's at 450 and stuff. So I'm going to see if me lessening it will actually have a better outcome. So there is that and everything like that much. So, and then you're going to bake it for 12 to 14 minutes, depending on how your oven is. and everything, because all ovens are very finicky. So just keep your eyes on them and everything. And then for the brownies, so now this is where things are going to get very interesting. Because now we're going into the brownies and everything for this. Okay. Oh, actually, I think you'll get out. Get up. How many do you think? Well, okay, to answer your question, Tommaso, and I'm sorry I didn't see that sooner, on how many. So this makes about approximately 17 cookies. So I hope that answers your question. So it makes about 17 cookies. So now I'm just going to move this off before this gets way too hot. I hope that answers your question and everything like that. Now this is where it's going to get very tricky, because now I'm going into the next recipe without even washing everything in between, which I think what I'm going to do, because I know I don't have enough tools for that, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bake these and everything like that, and then I think tomorrow I'm going to stream and everything to make the brownies. So I think I'm going to stop it here and everything, so this way I can get all of the cookies baked and everything washed, because you don't want to reuse the same equipment for multiple recipes, because you could risk cross-contamination. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to quickly check to make sure the stream is doing good. Because okay. So it looks like it might have cut off when I was doing certain things. Okay. So I don't know what happened with that, but I'm going to end the stream here, and I am going to finish baking these and everything. If you want to see the final product, you can go onto my Instagram, which should pop up. So if you want to see those, I will be posting a picture of these over on my Instagram and everything. And if I don't stream tomorrow for the brownies, I will be streaming on Sunday. So I will see you guys then. Thank you guys for sticking around. I'm sorry if it got cut off anywhere in between and all that. I don't know what happened, but I'll figure it out. Okay, thank you very much, Tommaso. I appreciate you for sticking around, and to anybody else who's viewing this afterwards and all that, and now I can officially touch my face because I can wash my hands right after and everything before I put these into the oven. But to show you guys what it looks like, and so I don't do any germs or anything like that. It's going to look like this. So, sorry for the loud noise. I just didn't want to do anything like that. So, I will call you guys, I will see you guys next time and everything. So, I will see you guys next time. You guys have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next stream. Bye.